So let's start right away. Something that you guys have seen in the thumbnail, but before we are going to start, a quick disclaimer that this video is not financial advice. And by the way, if you are new to the channel, consider subscribing. Guys, let me read through this, all right? So Kaspa might provide the technology for transmitting extraordinary censorship-resistant speech. Since Kaspa has the most decentralized network of miners with the fastest growing hash rate of any protocol, information that is recorded by such a network on the block deck might prove to be extraordinary censorship-resistant. Imagine having the ability to send censorship-resistant information at 10 bps and probably in the future 100 bps. Imagine having a sort of publicly broadcasted information that anyone can verify was never censored or modified in any way. So now Kaspa official is experiencing with this use case on testnet 11. Guys, I'm not saying that this is going to happen 100%, right? Because this is testnet, although it looks like it will in the future. And think about it, guys, the only kind of true social media platform that we have at the moment is X, to being honest with you, right? There is nothing else, right? We cannot really trust Instagram, Facebook, so on and so forth, and other platforms, right? However, well, social media platform that is based on a block deck, which, well, is the fastest, right? In case of Kaspa's case, I believe that could be a huge deal in the future. Now, guys, let's move to the market data, right? So let's start with the fear and greed index. According to CoinMarketCap, we are sitting at 43 neutral, so market has properly reset. However, if it comes to CoinGlass, we are sitting at neutral, right? This is something good to see because obviously that greed is going to be, yet to be sold again, right? So market has proper reset, and now on a daily, actually things are looking very good. Let me actually put it on an hourly. Even hourly at the moment is looking quite juicy. Okay, could this be the beginning of that pump that we are all waiting for? And guys, I know that market was dipping yesterday, but this is something that I have told you about, that I wouldn't be surprised if BTC would dip into levels of 91,000, but we are going to get into that very soon. Guys, let's have a look at Kaspa's dashboard, right? So we are sitting at 2.9 billion USD, ranking actually good news. We are sitting at number 45 and volume is at 87 almost 0.2 million USD. Now, ladies and gents, let's actually have a look at ETFs, them these advertisements. Now, if it comes to ETF inflows for BTC, as of yesterday, unfortunately, we do see negative outflows, right? People basically sold, right? But please remember that this is not BlackRock, okay? This is not Larry Fink's wallet, right? These are basically people just like me and you, investors that are putting more trust into ETFs rather than exchanges like we do. Nonetheless, Ethereum basically saw negativity as well. We got 159.4 million of outflows. And now let's actually go to Kaspa's chart, right? Let's have a look. This is for hourly time frame, guys. So the first thing that actually stands out to me is, well, obviously this thing, we are overheated on 4 hourly, and also the wick of this candle is confirming the fact that we are overheated on 4 hourly. Okay, nonetheless, Kaspa actually well, smashed above this level of a resistance at 11 cents 7, the green line. Probably is going to go below it, and then as we speak, guys, right, you see we got the pump. Okay, so I'm not going to re-edit this, okay, because you can see how market is unpredictable at some times, right? Obviously this 4 hourly, guys, right? But you see now it's basically being pushed down, but we see huge inflows and outflows on 4 hourly for Kaspa. Something good to see, right? But I will still kind of remain bearish short term, obviously on 4 hourly, based on this overheated level in here, right? But we shouldn't really forget that we have smashed bullish on 4 hourly on MACD, right? So that could be a potentially very quick pullback to retest this zone as a resistance and then going towards the upside. And also, guys, coming back to 2 updates ago, I believe that I said that the lowest level would be around 11 cents to be grabbed. Kaspa is in a desperate search of liquidity, right? Every single liquidity from the heat map that I'm showing you, well, almost every day, we can see that it's basically being grabbed. Okay, so if you guys are interested into trading, make sure that you check out the links in the description below this video. I've got links for Bybit and BitUnex. Now, guys, there was short time frame for Kaspa. Of course, we are going to cover different data, liquidity, so on and so forth. And by the way, this is going to be more, let's say, bullish data. Okay, I know that market is looking a little bit indecisive at the moment because of what Mr. President Donald Trump is doing with Greenland, which basically brings uncertainty, right? And obviously it's not just that, I believe, because it's combination of that Silk Road Bitcoin that Department of Justice is about to sell, but actually they haven't sold anything. I'm going to get into that. Leverage, so so on and so forth. Okay, so that actually brings me back to the chart that I had for a while. I actually raised it on BTC, but what can potentially f things up right before the parabolic stage, right? And potentially is that, right? So the question is, are we basically bouncing towards the upside now, or there's going to be more pain? Well, let's see. Let's first of all go through these news. All right, so the first piece of news we've got is that Nasdaq has proposed a rule change to the SEC to increase position and increase limits for iShares Bitcoin Trust ETF IBIT options from 25k to 250k contracts. Nasdaq ISC argues that these higher limits are necessary to accommodate the ETF's significant market presence. Guys, this is huge, right? So, well, in my simple understanding is that 25k basically was the kind of a target for the presence of ETF inflows, right? But now they want to increase it because we've got huge inflows, right? And probably they are going to be bigger. Obviously, Nasdaq probably know a little bit more than, YouTuber like me. Anyways, let's go, because Crypto Rust basically is pointing this out, right? So the US government has not sold any Silk Road BTC holdings at this time. In fact, the wallet has never even had an outgoing transaction. So apparently that was approved on 30th of December last year, and we got this news around 2 days ago, right? And then the market dumped a little bit. So guys, they haven't sold anything, at least according to this post, right? So potentially this is just a fad, in my opinion. And why do I think fad? Well, let's move on, right? Because Oklahoma senator files for the Bitcoin Act to allow workers to be paid in BTC. So adoption is happening at the moment, right? But let's move on. We've got Texas legislator Giovanni Corbliglione, I hope that I have pronounced the surname properly, says that he wants Texas to have a strategic Bitcoin reserve first, right? So basically the states are going to be chasing each other now for that Bitcoin reserve. And I do remind to everybody that Mr. President is going to sign the paper, well, the executive order in less than 2 weeks now. So again, guys, we could see shakiness, right? But, another piece of great news is that 11 more days, well, basically less than 2 weeks, this dude is going to leave the office. Okay, and we all know that this person is the enemy number one of crypto and innovation in America. Okay, so bye bye. So now moving on, Bhutan's new city GMC adopts Bitcoin as a strategic reserve asset. Wild times. Okay, well, yes indeed. Okay, and now we've got a little bit of a macro chart. Okay, we are going to get back into Kaspa and different charts, guys, but I would like to put things into perspective, right? Because obviously reading Kaspa's chart isn't going to help us fully. Okay, anyways, we've got small Bitcoin consolidation, right? So if the price is going to repeat of what basically happened in 2023, right? We had the pump, then small consolidation, and then we had the big consolidation, this channel of volume, right? Then it happened again, the leg up, small consolidation, another pump, and then we had the big consolidation. Okay, so what I think might gonna happen actually, well, if this chart of course is going to play out according to Sensei, we are going to have another pump, let's say, all right, and then big consolidation, and during this time Bitcoin's dominance is going to drop, and then we are going to see the altcoin season, probably, guys. Well, this is obviously just my guess, okay? However, short term things could be a little bit more bearish too, because we've got that CME gap that could potentially be filled, and if that is going to happen, BTC potentially might gonna drop to $80,000. All right, so this is kind of a level that we should be aware of. That can obviously happen. Even if it's going to happen, obviously that's going to be short term, right? So you have to be careful with your leverages. I personally hold only spot at the moment, and I'm not really kind of scared of that. Obviously that kind of hurts my portfolio, but I'm not losing money because I'm not selling, because I know what's going to happen. Well, not financial advice, of course, just my opinion. And now we've got this. According to Mr. Crypto, Ethereum is in this phase, right? And I can potentially agree with him. Well, why? Because I believe that Bitcoin is probably in belief, right? And later thrill, euphoria, and obviously Ethereum is lagging behind, right? So where are our altcoins, for example, Kaspa, well, and strong bullish AI altcoins and stuff like that, right? Potentially even hope, right? Because obviously Ethereum is going to spike that rally towards the upside, that parabolic phase, whatever, for rest of the altcoins, right? Excluding top 10. That kind of makes sense to me, but let me know in the comments down below if it kind of makes sense to you. Now we've got monthly, according to Titan of Crypto, Bitcoin bull market intact. As long as BTC maintains a monthly close above the 38.2 Fibonacci retracement level, the bullish momentum stays intact. From August to December, BTC surged by 120%. A correction is natural as the market digests this rally. Well, I will definitely gonna agree with him, because guys, BTC and crypto is pumping. People are going into crazy leverage, right? That leverage is visible in the heat map, and I'm not saying that always, but definitely more often that leverage is being collected, right? Because people are trading like degenerates. Okay, nonetheless, let's have a look, right? We had 38.2, bang bang bang, so many times it hit if it comes to these pullbacks. Okay, in the previous cycle, well, starting from 2016 ending in 2018. That also happened in previous cycle that started in 2020. We had 38.2 Fibonacci level, 38.2 Fibonacci level, and here again. Okay, so guys, now if we are going to dip towards this 38.2 Fibonacci level, well, unfortunately, that's going to be area of that $80,000, which I was mentioning about regarding CME gap. So that can potentially happen, right? I'm not saying that it will, but if it will, I'll probably not even going to look at my portfolio, okay? Because it hurts, right? Even if it's spot, it's not leverage, it's going to hurt, okay? But I know what is going to happen, right? Most likely we are going to see the pump. Okay, again, I'm saying most likely because the only kind of thing there is certain, 100% in this life is death. Okay, nothing else, right? So, well, of course, in the law of probabilities, I believe that Bitcoin is going to bounce from that 38.2 if it's going to dip there, right? I hope that makes sense. Let's move on. Crypto Rover is pointing this, all right? This is total crypto market cap, which means everything, including BTC, on a monthly. Okay, so hold your horses, all right? Because this is a macro outlook. All right, so he says that during altcoin dips like now, new millionaires are born. The altcoin season is just around the corner. So guys, this is a classic move, right? We had this rising triangle, let's say wedge, however you want to call it, right? However, again, we had the breakout towards the upside. People basically waited for the confirmation bias to go 100x long, let's say, and they have to be punished, right? Because they enter these longs too early. Classic retest of this level as a support and then potential bounce, right? Let's see how this chart is actually going to play out on a monthly. And now guys, Crypto Rover is pointing this, right? 2017, 2025 for BTC on a weekly time frame. So he says that once Bitcoin breaks out of this consolidation phase, the bull market will truly reveal its full potential, right? So guys, this is where we are roughly, okay, in this red-ish kind of dark purple cherry color, whatever, circle. Okay, rejection at the previous all-time highs in 2017. After that, the first leg up and then huge pullback, and then next phase for BTC. So now 2025 we had rejection from the previous all-time highs. Okay, this boredom time that was what 7 or 8 months of trading sideways bull flag where everybody was calling BTC a scam and stuff like that, and then we had the first leg towards the upside outside of previous all-time highs. So now we are pulling back and we are exactly here. All right, so if the history is going to repeat, basically we are going to see huge pumps. And now guys, Mr. Prof is pointing something for altcoins. So he basically says that your only job is to survive the current price action. If you manage that, you will be richly rewarded. Inverse head and shoulders pattern looks a lot of like 2020 2021. So feed on eggs in bear market mood. Market makers have done a good job again. Guys, let's have a look. These patterns are very similar. So we had inverse head and shoulder, but of course this is on a 2-weekly chart. Okay, so this is everything that is excluding BTC and Ethereum, and of course it's including Solana, stuff like that. Okay, so we had this bear market. Okay, the first leg up, orange circle, whatever, and then parabolic stage. So guys, looking at this current cycle 2024 2025, that looks very similar. Okay, of course these pullbacks have to happen. Okay, there's many things that are going along the way, obviously CPI reading and stuff like that, leverage, some FUD of course, and some macroeconomic data and overall news, and stuff that is currently going on the world that is spooking the market, right? But based on technicals, of course, and even included all of this that I've just mentioned about is still going according to the plan. Well, in my opinion at least, right? Anyways, let's go back guys, because now we are going to look at the liquidity for BTC and our beloved Kaspa. So let's have a look at BTC first. So we've got more longs than shorts on a daily, at least on Binance. We've got $770.3 million worth of longs. People are longing 10x leverage versus 484 million, okay, 484 million, okay. So basically that's well, almost twice, let's say, okay, a little bit, well, less than twice, okay. Nonetheless, 7 daily, all of the exchanges, we've got 8.6 billion of people shorting BTC, and that's something great to see because price is going to spike and most likely liquidate these people. All right, so let me show you what I'm talking about exactly. This thing on the weekly, firstly on BTC, let's leave that short time frame you know, alone for now. And now guys, as you can clearly see, we've got this huge level of liquidity at 98,900 for BTC. So in my opinion, the price is going to go towards the upside. That liquidity will have to be grabbed. And by the way guys, hit the like button if you've been watching my videos and you remember me mentioning that the price of BTC could dip towards 91,000. all right, because I was right in this particular occasion. Anyways guys, hopefully I'm going to be right second time. Let's see. By the way, remember that nobody is always right, okay. But now, based on liquidity, at least I believe that will have to be grabbed is basically 100 million that I believe they are not going to give away for free to people like us. It has to be grabbed, okay. So we've got 103 million at 98,000 for BTC. Now ladies and gents, let's have a look how is our beloved Kaspa showing. So Kaspa on Binance on a daily. All right, so this is what is the situation. Now we've got shorts, $476,000 worth of shorts versus 485,000 worth of longs. Okay, so let's say the market is a little bit even for Kaspa on a daily at least, and let's have a look 7 daily, most of the exchanges. So more people are shorting Kaspa, and that's something that we want to see because usually more people are wrong and less people are winning. So situation on 7 daily for Kaspa is 8.2 million worth of shorts versus 3.3 million. Okay, so this is something that we want to see. More people are shorting Kaspa rather than longing, so there is more free liquidity for whales and money makers, market makers, sorry, to basically collect, right? So let's go. We've got Binance, Kaspa on a weekly time frame. Okay, let's see what's going on. So we've got these levels, right? But obviously we don't have a very thick line, probably due to the fact that people are putting these stop losses at, you know, not exact same numbers, just like with BTC for instance, right? Nonetheless, we can clearly see that we have more liquidity towards the upside now rather the downside. Okay, of course, short time frame we might gonna, you know, grab this liquidity, right? Because it's still money, right? Considering the fact that we are overheated on 4 hourly at the moment. Okay, nonetheless, on 4 hourly MACD flipped bullish. This is something good to see. And now daily guys, as I was saying right before, is that we have more and more fuel now. As that RSI is going towards the downside, we have more fuel to actually spark towards the upside. Also guys, Kaspa is being perfectly supported by this very important blue line, I believe, as a support, and on daily we are still bullish on MACD. Okay, let's have a look quickly at weekly time frame for our beloved Kaspa, right? So MACD still doesn't necessarily look good. However, even weekly MACD had a proper reset. Okay, so let's see how this thing is going to play out in the next week, let's say. All right, which direction this RSI is actually going to travel to. And now guys, I don't want to make this video too long. Well, it's already very long, but let's go. We've got BTC's dominance. Let's have a look what's going on with this bad boy, right? So let me move this chart a little bit. And now ladies and gents, what is happening? Okay, well, the first thing that I see on 4 hourly at least is that potential pattern of a double top, which, well, let's see if it's going to play out, right? Considering RSI it could, but obviously that's a short time frame. Who cares? Daily guys, daily time frame basically shows us that we are in overheated level, and this thing is actually being flattened out currently. I mean, stochastic RSI. So potentially that double top could play out and we are going to dip towards the downside. Okay, let's see guys, this is obviously something that we want to see. Right now, USDT dominance, let's have a look quickly at USDT dominance, right? So guys, do you remember when I was saying that this green line is, well, basically almost like magical, right? 4.37%. This is very important resistance for USDT dominance, right? Every single time USDT dominance is trying to smash through it, it's getting rejected. So now the question is USDT dominance on a daily going to be supported or actually break towards the downside? Because this is something that we want to see, right? But of course, not only on a daily, we want to see it on a weekly, right? We want to see this thing traveling towards the downside properly. On a weekly time frame, stochastic RSI is flattening, and this thing doesn't necessarily look like it wants to flip bullish, which is definitely bullish for our altcoins. Guys, that's it, what I've got for you today. I hope that you have enjoyed that quick update, well, a little bit longer. Anyways, peace and love, crypto.